How's it going, everybody? This is going to be another little ATV project. I've already worked on it a little bit. Should have started this from the beginning, but I do probably have a couple little videos and pictures from what I've already done. But kind of the backstory is I bought it not running. And it didn't really want to roll. We got it, three of us got it pushed up into the truck. Front brakes were stuck. I kind of got those unstuck. The wheel cylinders were kind of frozen, and so I was able to actually get those moving again. And they said they had tried to start it and it wouldn't start. But the first thing I did was put a battery on it. Not a battery on it, I'm sorry. Put a jump box on it and cranked it over, and it fired right up. It ran for a minute, smoking real bad, and then it died. You know, it was like it was flooded real bad and it didn't want to start back. So I kind of got thinking before I tried too hard. I pulled the oil fill cap off on the back side over here. And it spit out a bunch of oil, which was basically gas is what it was. When the float sticks or the needle valve doesn't seal on these, it can fill the crankcase full of gas. And also it had an issue with the fuel petcock. Some of these have vacuum petcocks. This one was leaking gas right out of this nozzle into the vacuum line, which basically also will eventually fill the crankcase up with gas. And so once I plugged that off and changed the oil, I got it to run. It seemed to run good. I don't think it's going to smoke. It's probably going to have some residual stuff burning off, but really haven't run it since then. I did find out while it was running, it would not shift gears. And so I ended up, and by shift gears I mean it would not, I think it would go in reverse, so I knew everything mechanically was functioning. It wouldn't go in any of the forward gears. You couldn't move the shifter. You could tell it didn't have enough throw to even click. And it ended up being the little mechanism inside the case here behind the clutches. It's kind of a little rooster comb looking deal, and it's pretty clean in there, but I guess maybe from sitting, I'm not sure really why it would do that, but it kind of got, that shaft kind of got froze up, and I got a pair of pliers and twisted around on it just gently and worked it and lubed it and got it freed up, got it shifting gears. And so I have ran it, started it and ran it through the gears just on the lift here, and all seems well. So thankfully that didn't require splitting the cases or anything. I think I looked this up and it's a 96. I'll have to double check that, but anyway, I'll insert some pictures and videos and up to this point. First crank. Oh wow, did not expect that. First time I've ever touched the button with a battery on it. There's a little choke. I'm gonna turn it on prime. So it's running kind of like the voltage regulator's bad. It's sputtering real bad. I'm gonna unplug the regulator so that it won't charge and see if it runs better. Okay, unplug the voltage regulator, see what happens. Oh yeah. It ran okay, it was responding good to the throttle, and then it started acting like it was fouling really bad. I noticed that the fuel level was basically down really low, and I figured they'll actually gravity feed through the carburetor and fill the crankcase until the level gets down low enough that it won't gravity feed anymore. Figured that might be the case, so instead of trying to keep running it, I knew the oil was full through the sight glass, but came back here and took the cap off, and it's a little extra full. It just started running out. So I'm gonna change the oil and then I think it'll run. Got all the gas drained out, the oil level's back where it needs to be. I'm gonna turn the fuel back on. Turn this on. I think it should run. Smoke for a while where it's so loaded up, but alright, I'm gonna run it a little bit, see if we can get it running a little better. So, where I'm at with this thing basically is the crankcase was full of gas, the fuel petcock was leaking gas through the vent line. It's got a bad diaphragm, which is common on these as they get older. I pulled that vent line off, plugged it up, and changed the oil. And basically, that's about all it took to get it running good. Seems to run really good. It's smoking a little bit, but I think it'll clear up as everything burns out. I'm sure it's got oil and gas in the exhaust pipe, and it's, I'm sure, still kind of burning everything off. But now everything seems to be working. The front wheels are sticky, like the brakes. The rear seems okay. It's really solid looking in general. The transmission won't shift into first gear or any gear. It's not getting enough range for some reason to shift. Reverse works. I know the clutch and the driveline should be okay. So just got to figure out. I may have to pull the side cover over here on the other side. I tried adjusting the clutch and that didn't change anything. So I may have to pull that side cover and see if something, that's where the shifting mechanism is. See if something in there is maybe bent or loose or something. Hopefully that's all it is if I have to take that off. But if I can get that figured out, think everything else is really minor. So we'll hope so. Well, here's where I'm at. I've got the clutches out of it. This is the shifting mechanism. This comes through from the shift lever. It's got a rod that goes up here that operates the clutch release, but when you shift, if I can find it, pushes that, and that should turn that star looking piece, and then down gear and pulls it back up. So it kind of just ratchets around, but it's not moving. So that's what's got me held up for whatever reason. So I got to see if I can break it loose right there without splitting the case. The engine's really clean inside. I'm not sure what's going on exactly. When you shift, that little sprag looking thing moves. If you kind of got to spin the input shaft to get it to shift good, but anyway, when you shift it, spins that star looking piece. I can't get it to do it with the camera, but it was totally froze. It wouldn't spin, but now it spins free, and I've got it to take all 5 gears. You just kind of have to spin the input some like if the engine were running. But I think it's gonna be okay. Moment of truth. Second, third, fourth, fifth. So hopefully you kind of got an idea of, you know, what got me to this point. But basically, I wanted to get that fixed before I spent any money on it. 3 of the tires were junk. They're, I'm pretty sure, original. And 1 of the tires was brand new, so bought some new tires for it, decided I would paint the wheels. And so that's what I've been doing. And I also decided I would try to touch up on the frame some while I'm at it. So I've got the front bumper and rack off, and I've started painting some of the suspension here, and I've got the front rack and bumper painted. But we're getting into some colder weather. It's going to be harder to paint much once I heat the garage up and do it in here, which I don't like because I overspray. But I think it's going to make a solid machine. I don't think there's a ton wrong with it now. Thankfully, I got it to shift gears. Trying to think of what else I need to say, but anyhow, I'm going to try to keep everybody updated on the rest of this project here. These are my new wheels and tires. Well, new tires. I painted these. So these were the 3 that I had to buy new tires for. I went with the Bear Claw EX for the front. They're a nice looking tire. The one rear that already had a good tire on it, that tire still got the nipples on the tread and everything. I mean, it's not been, you can see, kind of see them there if the phone would pick it up. But it's not really been used, if at all, any. But I bought a match for that, for the other side, and then I bought 2 new fronts. So painted those wheels before I put the tires on. Had to kind of mask that one off. It's got a little overspray on it, but I guess it'll be okay. So I'm about ready to be able to put the wheels back on, but I may go ahead and paint a little more of the suspension before then, or I might put the wheels on and drive it up there and pressure wash it good first. It definitely needs to be clean because I've not cleaned it at all. So that's why we're picking up on it. Hopefully I've given you enough of the backstory to kind of have an idea what was going on. It doesn't have that many miles, 1,800 miles on it. I can't help but like these little Suzukis. The Quadrunners and King Quads are just some of my favorite to mess with. They usually don't have anything real major wrong with them. So hopefully this is kind of same deal, just normal maintenance stuff. The front CV boots are not good. I think the rest of the driveline looks okay. So I'm going to try to paint and touch up on it some. The plastic is pretty nice. They've cut these out, which people often do to get to the voltage regulator, which is behind here. The voltage regulator is bad, so I'll have to replace it. But the plastic's in pretty good shape, which is kind of one of the battles with one of these old machines, because the plastics on these were kind of bad for cracking, especially about right here. They'll crack across in this area pretty bad. And it's got a couple cracks in it, but everything is solid, and assuming nobody jumps on that, it should last a long time still. But this will be, I think, a really nice looking machine once it's cleaned up and painted with new tires on it. I think it'll be a really sweet little Quadrunner. So with that said, I'm gonna shut this off and we'll get started on what I decide to do next on it.